All right, Al, thanks very much. On Close-Up this morning, the president's right-hand man, Karl Rove, under fire in connection to the leak of a CIA operative's name to the press. Tim Russert is NBC's Washington bureau chief and, of course, moderator of Meet the Press. Hey, Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
I want to play a piece of tape from this exchange between reporters and Scott McClellan just to give the flavor of it, and we'll talk on the other side.
Did Karl Rove commit a crime?
Again, David, this is a question relating to an ongoing investigation.
This is ridiculous. The notion that you're going to stand before us after having commented with that level of detail. You're not saying anything. You stood at that podium and said that Karl Rove was not involved, and now we find out that he spoke about Joseph Wilson's wife. So don't you owe the American public a fuller explanation? Was he involved or was he not?
You're in a bad spot here, Scott, because...
When's the last time you heard an exchange like that, Tim?
It's been some time, Matt, and this is obviously dead serious for three different reasons. One, was a crime committed in terms of revealing the identity of an undercover CIA agent? That's a very technical crime, technical statute, difficult to prove, but it will be examined. Secondly, Matt, the grand jury testimony. Did Karl Rove say something before the grand jury that is any way conflicted or contradicted by this email from Time magazine? We simply do not know. Thirdly, Matt, the political fallout. Karl Rove is deeply involved in all the policy and politics of this administration. What effect will this have upon his ability to function in that role? And as one Republican said to me last night, if this was a Democratic White House, we'd have congressional hearings in a second.
Well, let me just mention, there is no evidence at the moment that Karl Rove committed a crime, but could he become a political liability for the White House nonetheless?
That's the unanswered question. The White House position now is to say what we said 2 years ago in terms of no involvement is in effect inoperative. We're simply not going to comment anymore until this investigation is concluded. Inoperative, my word, not theirs,
right.
But that was the impression left yesterday.
And we should mention why this matters so much is the larger picture that the leaking of this CIA operative's name, Valerie Plame, was part of a larger campaign to discredit her husband's work, where he disagreed with major White House conclusions on Iraq and its attempts to build up a nuclear arsenal.
I think the White House actually will be much more forthcoming about that, Matt, saying that our mission, our goal was to discredit Joe Wilson and his credibility. It had nothing to do with his wife. That will be their position.
All right. The president's meeting with Senate leaders from both parties today to discuss possible nominees to the Supreme Court. Is this a courtesy, or is he using them as a sounding board to see who can get passed?
We don't know. The Democrats are insisting that it be full advice and consent, that they be truly consulted. If it's simply a pro forma meeting, then I think the Democrats will continue to lock arms and be resistant to the president's nominee if he is, in their mind, an ultra-conservative.